Without further ado, let me introduce our panelists. We have, I'm going to start, well, this is way out of order. I'm going to go out of order. We have Sonali in the middle. Give it up for Sonali. She works in public policy by day, but she's a jewelry designer by night. She sells jewelry that every black dress needs, as you can see here. She owns her own Poshmark boutique, and she also has launched her own brand. So I look forward to hearing that story. We have Terry Lynn right here. Give it up for Terry Lynn. Terry Lynn is a day trader by day and Poshmark boutique owner by 24/7, I guess. Exactly. She treats her inventory like she treats her stocks, making sure there's always a return on investment. So I think we're going to really enjoy hearing your story. And last but not least, on the end, we have Alice. Give it up for Alice. Alice, along with her partner Chris, is one of Poshmark's brand partners based out in LA. They specialize in handbags and accessories, and she loves the Poshmark community and working with her husband on the business. So excited to hear more about you, Alice. But I've done enough talking. You're not here to hear me talk. So let's put our panelists in the hot seat. Ready? They're a little bit nervous, so we're just kind of working through it. Okay, so I often hear that the best place to start is at the beginning. So let's start there. So with you, Terry Lynn, how did you get your boutique started? Can you tell us the story?
Sure. I just started using Poshmark to get rid of some of my items because my husband was like, "You got too much stuff, lady. Get rid of it." So that was the initial start. But once it happened, I had so much fun. I was like, I got to keep doing this. But I needed inventory. I had to, have something to sell because I'd already sold all my excess stuff. So I started reaching out to wholesale markets and, out on the web. And then fortunately, Poshmark also started doing a wholesale portal, and it was just like, yay, made my life so much
Okay, Terry, we got to back up a little bit because you make it sound so easy. It's like one day I ran out of inventory. How did you know that you ran out? How did you know? Because you started as a closet, selling out of a closet. Like, I'm sure it didn't just happen one day where you ran out of inventory. So what was that process like?
Well, basically, I just knew I wanted to do it as a business. So I knew that I had to keep having inventory in. I had to, and so I was selling all what I already had, so I had to have new inventory. So I had to make sure I wanted to also have quality inventory, if that makes any sense. So that was the process, and that's why I said, yeah, I need to definitely go out wholesale and get some, fresh items, new items that you just can't see anywhere and just can't go to the mall for, and that was basically my process.
And when you say wholesale, what does that mean? Can you share with us?
So basically, when you're saying wholesale, you're not going to the mall and catching a big sale of 90% off and, putting that on Poshmark and tagging it as wholesale, because that's really not wholesale, because anybody can go to the mall and get those same items, realistically speaking. So with wholesale, you're actually going to wholesale buyers like these two ladies here, first of all. They're just selling items directly to us, people, boutique owners, okay? And these items aren't somewhere that someone can go to the mall and get. Does that make sense? So that's basically what wholesale is. And then you're buying it from them at a reasonable price, and then you're reselling it and making some money off of it.
So one follow-up question for you is you're day trader by day and Poshmark boutique owner. Does any of your skills from being a day trader translate to being a boutique owner or help you run a more successful business?
It really does for a lot of reasons, because with stocks, for one, you're going to buy some stocks that you're going to keep for the long haul. Just because they're great stocks and you're not going to sell them right away. So when I'm buying wholesale, that happens too. There's some items that are just really great items, so really great quality. They'll add flavor to your boutique. They'll make people come to your boutique and say, oh, wow, that item's wonderful. And it may not be an item that someone can afford to buy right off, because it might be a higher end item. So you know that item's probably going to sit a little longer, but you're still going to make a really great profit off of it. Does it make sense? And then you're going to also get those items that are going to sell like that. Just like you're going to buy some stocks that you're going to buy and sell right off. So it's kind of the same thing. That's how I look at it.
Got it. Okay, Sonali. Your story is amazing. I've heard it so many times. I'm sure everyone else wants to hear it. How did you get started on Poshmark?
Sure. So I got started on Poshmark in, I think, 2015 or 2016. I don't remember. But I started selling my old used pre-loved items, much similar to what all of us kind of hear, what brings us together. Then I ran out of items to sell, so I started going to the mall to see if there were things that I could resell that people would find value in. So at that point, I was still kind of unsure if that was working out, but I started taking jewelry making classes, and I had an idea for something that I wanted to create, but it wasn't quite coming to fruition. Either which way, I was left with a lot of beads and a lot of jewelry making equipment, so I decided to start making jewelry, and I started selling that on my Poshmark boutique. So I saw a lot of success doing that, and so I was encouraged to participate in the wholesale portal to provide others what I have. So that's kind of where I started, and so I think it's been a fun journey to get to where I am now.
And I have to ask, are your earrings your design?
Yes, so teardrops seem to be very popular, so if you're around at the marketplace, please do come by and I'll show you some more.
Great.